Jay, you already know it's your boy Joe back at it again, man. CodingPhase.com. Listen, today we're gonna start with a little bit of Bootstrap, just to give you a little sense of it. And to be honest with you guys, I don't even know if I should even call this Bootstrap. It's more about a grid system and having things responsive, because in reality I don't really use Bootstrap for all the other modules and components that they have. I just use it for the grid system. And at the end of the day, I don't even use the Bootstrap's grid system. I use somebody else's grid system. So listen to this. This is my story behind it. So basically, if you come here, you search Bootstrap grid CSS only, right? You're going to find this guy, Zirafa. So his grid system is pretty legit. It's just pretty much named after Bootstraps, but the only difference is it's super light and it's just a grid system. Nothing extra, nothing more, just grids. All right. So we're gonna start it up like this. We're gonna download this, download zip. We downloaded the zip file. So basically, this is the file that you're gonna get. Now, inside of your Babe Store folder or whatever you named it, for the repo, the project that we're building, right? We basically gonna go to assets. We're gonna go to SAS. We're gonna create a new folder, and we're gonna say grid. Name it the grid, right? We're gonna go to CSS on the one that we downloaded from the Bootstrap grid only, and we're gonna download all the grids that he has. All right? We're gonna move into grid. Now, inside of this folder, we're gonna rename these files, and we're gonna rename them to _SCSS use.scss. Make sure you do that, right? Rename it again. You say _.scss. Yes. Same thing for this one. _.scss. Use that. And then rename underscore. And then name it .scss. All right, so we should be set now. Now, here on our code, we're gonna go into the SAS, right? And basically, we're gonna go to main.scss. We're gonna open that. We're gonna import grid / grid 12. We're gonna say grid 12. And then we're gonna put semicolon, put some space. That's it. So we're done in that sense, right? Now, what we just did, we just imported just the grid system. We're not importing anything else from Bootstrap, because in reality, this all it has is just the same name conventions as Bootstrap, but everything else is just simple, slim, and light. All right. I'm gonna show you in a little second what I'm talking about. So think about it like this. Every page is set up into boxes. Think about it in a very simple way. Everything that you see on a page, as you can see here, there's one box, there's another box, this here's a box, this here's a box, there's another box, and then each image here is just a box. That's how I think about it when I look at a page, right? Now, as you can see here, there's gonna be 12 columns in one grid system. That's why it's called grid 12. So yeah, grid 12, right? So think about it like this. How will you break down this 4 boxes? There's 5 boxes here. You will do something like, maybe 3 here, 3, 3, 2, 2, and then 2. That will equal to 6. Right? Usually that's how it is. Now for us, for our page, what we're working on, this is two columns here. As you can see here, There's 2 columns. Each one is half of the screen. So because it's half of the screen, think about it like this. 12 divided by 2. How much is it? 6. Now if you wanted to do it like that, you say, okay, I want to make 3 boxes. 4. So you say, okay, 4, 4, 4 equals to 12. Or you say you want to say, I want to make 4 boxes on the screen. You say 3, 3, 3, 3, and that's it. You divided that 12 grid system into 4. So basically, that's how you got to think about it. That's how it, for me, it makes it easier to just break things down, because I just look around and be like, okay, this is 2 boxes, this is 3 boxes, this is 4 boxes, whatever it is. All right, so for now, let's go back into this. Now let's run yarn watch on our folder. Cool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to delete the width from the info, which is this, and the model. So now we're basically going to start from scratch to see how we're going to order this thing. All right. Now also what we're going to do here is we're going to come here to where we have the model, and we're going to give it a new class. We're going to say column MD12, well, column MD6, and then copy this again, column MD, and then now you see back to 50%. Also for this image, we're gonna give it, for now we're gonna give it let me see, image with 100%. So this can scale. You see how it scales? All right. So let's do that now. For now, let's come here and give this model with 100%. Because we have that maximum width, it doesn't grow any bigger than 500. But with the width 100%, technically what it does, it goes from the left to the right. So it's right now it's at 100%. You see? Okay, so let's keep this simple. Let's start using Bootstrap. I keep saying Bootstrap because it's the naming conventions of Bootstrap, but it's really a grid system. It's just a grid. All right, so okay, let's do this. Column MD6. What else do we have to give here? There's buttons. Price MD6. Call MD6. Okay, what else? Let me see. Everything is good. Let's remove the width of this. Width. Delete it. Of that button. Width deleted of that one. Okay. Now there's like a floating thing on this. Okay, let me say border display inline block. Justify center. Let's see, wise. Where's the float? There has to be like a float or something on this. Padding, display, inline flex. Oops, it's on the wrong thing. It's on this one. Okay. Now, that for now is good. You gotta see. Remove this top 5, yeah. Now let me see how much. Okay, I gotta remove that top 5. Okay, top 5 removed. See, there's probably like a minimum width somewhere or something. Okay. Okay, let's see what else we gotta put. So this is the insider. We gave this a maximum width of 400 something. Okay, let me see. That's good. That's fine. All that stuff is fine for now. Yeah. So that's good. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this page, right? And we're going to actually create the lookbook area. So we're gonna copy this page and we're gonna say start closing all these folders. Okay, we're gonna copy this, duplicate this to lookbook.html. Alright, so lookbook.html. Okay, now let's do this. Okay, so let me see what else. Now that we're in the lookbook, we're gonna delete all of this stuff and we're gonna create 4 columns. Okay, so from here, the whole content area. Okay. All right, cool. We got to refresh it on this one. Okay, so let's go. Let's continue. Now we're going to come here. We're going to say div call md3. What this is going to do is create a column. We want 4 columns. And we're going to say image. Cool. So you see, now we got 4 columns here because of the grid system. Now, if we wanted to say, hey, for large screens, we want these columns to become, divided into, 4 of them, have all 4 of them, have them into 2 and 2. So we're gonna do like this: column large 6, column large 6. Now for smaller devices, we're gonna say, matter of fact, let's keep it like this: column large 6, and let's rename this. So this ones are gonna be into 4. So we're actually gonna get you're gonna see in a second. As you see, for large screens it's gonna be 3. Now for smaller, the smaller it gets, it's gonna split into 4. Now for this one, we're gonna say 6, right? So that's gonna split into 2. Oops. Gotta name into SM. Okay, so you see it splits up into 2. Now what we're going to do is we're gonna start making the boxes, right? We're gonna say, okay, is content area, and then inside of them is the columns. So inside of the columns is where we're going to put in the divs. So we're gonna name this image, let's say look image. All right, I'm gonna copy this here, copy this here, copy this here. I'm gonna delete this, delete. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're gonna say look image. We're gonna come here and we're gonna say style. Now we're gonna look for cover full screen CSS background. Now we click here, basically perfect full page background image. Well, we could actually reuse this for anything. So we're gonna copy this. This is like one of my own CSS tricks that I use all the time. So we're gonna paste this here, style. And right now this inline CSS is not best practices, but when you're prototyping, you need something quick. You can't go from, you know, one page to another or one file to another. So I usually just paste it right here for the moment until I fix everything up. Now let's get some images. Let's go to search this Bape look, right? Let's pick images that are not huge. So let's see what we got in here. We got Fredo. Who else we got in here? I want to pick something that it's not gonna be too crazy. So let's take this one for now. Copy this. Paste this in here. Now we're gonna start from the top. We're gonna remove the fixed, and then we're also going to give this a height of what? No, not 100%. Let's give it of 250 pixels and width of 100%. Now, yeah, that's exactly what we wanted. Now let's see how it stacks up. Cool. All right, now let's get other images so we can actually see the big difference of using columns. Copy this, and paste this in here, paste this in here, paste this in here. Okay, cool. Let me see something. Let me make sure. I think I messed up somewhere. Okay, yeah. Now paste this here. Paste this here. Now let's get other images. We'll take this one. Of course, you guys gotta find your own images that you might want to use. So let's see another one. Let's go. Let's get your boy. If your Metro don't trust you, I will shoot you. Yeah. Young Metro. Okay. Let's see what else. See how it's coming out. All right, it's looking good. Now let's do a couple of changes. Let's make the heights a little bit bigger than that. Let's say 400. So let's change wherever it said 250. change it to 400. Find old, replace. Okay. Now, also, let's do this. Let's give this a margin bottom of 20 pixels. Copy this, paste, paste, paste. All right. Well, that's looking good. All right, cool. Now, as you can see, the reason why it stacks up like that is because of the grid system. Now let's do it. Let's fix it up, because for large, I think it should be 3. Okay, so each one is taking 3 spaces. So yeah, that's good. That's fine. So now let's see what else can we do here. Now, as you can see, we don't have a margin. For some reason, the margin is not coming in. So let's try to fix that. Let's see, what's the margin? What the hell is this? It's supposed to be container. Okay. So we gotta fix that up. Container. I must have made a mistake somewhere. Alright. Cool. Now we have a lookbook page. We learned a little bit about grids and, you know, try to keep things responsive. You see? Now you can also check through here, see how it will look in a certain device. Now iPhone 6, iPhone 6 Plus. So you can see it's not being shown and responsive because of this meta tag. Okay, copy this thing. Now make sure we're in here. We're doing this here too. So you can see now for the iPhone 6, this is how it will look. iPhone 6 Plus, iPod Pro. See, for every single one, it's different. See, like this for large screens, which is like desktop and laptops. Then as you get smaller, it goes into 4, which is a tablet. And then it gets smaller, it just goes to 1, basically 1 column. Well, 1 column taking 12 spaces, and that's for mobile, right? For cell phone. Of course, we gotta fix the menu, create a mobile menu. Maybe I will do that next. But yeah, guys, so this is just simple working with grids. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.